In this video, we're going to be talking about points, lines, and planes. Now, a point is just one location. A point is zero-dimensional, so it has no length, width, or thickness. It is not measurable in any way. It is just simply a spot in a place, and we draw it as a dot, even though a dot does have some sort of width or thickness. That's what we use to represent it. Okay, every time we draw a point, we label it with a capital letter. And so you can see down here, this is point P. Okay, notice P is a capital letter. Okay, models of a point, things that we can use to model a point. We can talk about a dot on a map, or the intersection of two roads. Okay, that would be just a location. So those would be examples of a point. Okay, make sure you have this in your notes, and then we will move on. If we have 2 points, between those 2 points we can draw a line. If you think about whenever you use a straight edge to draw a line, you have to line it up with 2 separate places or 2 separate points before you can connect that line. And that's what we're talking about here. If we have 2 points, we make a line. So this does have a length, but it still does not have a thickness or width. This is one-dimensional. It can go left or right, or it can go up or down. Okay? We use the word collinear. Notice that's highlighted in red. Collinear is a vocab word. Any points that are on the same line are called collinear. Notice this line I have drawn here has arrows at both ends because it goes on forever in both directions. And then when we name a line, we either use the two of the points on the line. So in this case we have line AD, or we can call it line DA. And notice both of those have a line symbol over top of them, a segment with arrows at the end. Or we could call this line N. And notice that the N is lowercase and italicized. So anytime you see this in print, it should be lowercase and italicized or lowercase script letter. Okay, so a couple different ways to refer to a line. Ways to model a line. We know that like a street would work, or a railroad tie would work, something like that. Anything that is straight and can go on forever and ever. I've heard lots of people say the edge of a desk would work. Those are models of a line. Okay, again, make sure you have this in your notes, and then move on to the next one with us. If we have 3 points, and those points have to be non-collinear, that means not on the same line, then those points will form what we call a plane. Okay, a plane can stretch in 2 different ways, left, right, or forward, backwards. So it does have a length and a width, but it still has no thickness whatsoever. So this is 2-dimensional because it can go left, right, and front, back. Any points that are on the same plane are coplanar. So like we had before, collinear were points on the same line. Coplanar means points on the same plane. When we draw a plane, it's a slanted 4-sided figure, as you can see below. And we can't put arrows everywhere, but this thing is supposed to extend infinitely in those directions. When we name a plane, we can either use the three of the points used to create it. So again, those points have to be non-collinear. Now A, B, and C are not all 3 on the same line, so we can call this plane ABC, or plane CBA, or plane BAC, etc., etc., etc. We can also name it using a capital script, or capital italicized letter. So this is plane S, is another way to look at it. Notice that S on the plane itself is italicized, and it's not next to a point. So S does not identify a point, it identifies a plane. Things that would model a plane would be like a sheet of paper or the top of a desk. Okay, so that's your information on points, lines, and planes. For now, we are done.